What's up, K Squad? So, I know I have been off the mat for some time. I am aware. But today's video is going to be me telling you guys what's been going on, where I've been, and things like that. What's the future of my channel, and things like that. So, first things first is I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent on my channel, guys. That's what my hope is. I've got a better phone now, so quality should be a little bit better than what it was before. I'm working on getting me a camera. As you know, Black Friday and all that stuff just passed, but whole shenanigans that happened with Black Friday to where I didn't get nothing that I needed. Well, let me not say I didn't get anything. I did get some stuff for my house, but everything else I didn't get. I needed a new laptop, wasn't able to get that. I needed a new camera, wasn't able to get that because my camera broke. So it's just a big mess. Another thing, also have relocated, so I'm not in the same home that I was in before. You guys seen the big beautiful backyard, things like that. But the thing about this is, guys, I want you to know we're in a situation to where you know that it's toxic. It doesn't have to be a relationship or anything like that. It could be also with family or something like that. But when you're in a situation to where it's toxic, it doesn't matter. Get out. Because you don't want it to start affecting your mental health and things like that. Then you start just going crazy in the head, like, being angry and all that stuff, lashing out. We don't want that. So, if you're in a toxic situation, make sure that you handle it and get out. That's number one. Okay, so anyway, yes, I moved because for me, it was a toxic situation going on. Wasn't able to deal with a lot of things or whatever, so I did relocate. Now, relocating out, I want to say, has to be like one of the best things that I could have ever done. And reason being is because now I'm at peace. Like, I have peace every single day that I wake up in the morning. I feel good every single day. Every single night that I go to bed, I feel great. My son is happier. I'm happier. My mom and my sister are much happier. So we feel awesome, you know what I'm saying, being able to get out of that situation, even though, it's unfortunate, but, yes, it had to be done, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, moving on to the next thing. Okay, so you guys, I had a great experience on this job that I was at. Unfortunately, the facility is now closing, so it's sad. But for me, like in my career field, I went and I changed my careers just a little bit, like within my field, and I started to deal with psych. So if you guys hear this noise in the background, it's the people that are cleaning out here. I totally apologize about that. So, it's dealing with psych. That's what my thing was. That's what my job title was. So, dealing with mental health. As you guys know, I want to brush up on this real quick, guys, because I want you guys to be aware, and I want you guys to know that it is very important to take care of your mental health. It's very important to take care of your mental health. Why? Because if you don't take care of your mental health, you can also go through more things than usual. Okay? So you go through things that are Sorry, guys. But anyway, you go through things all the time, in life. Okay, so sometimes there's people out there that just don't know how to handle certain things, like a lot of things. There's people out there who just they don't know how to take breakups. They don't know how to take abandonment. They don't know how to take traumatic experiences that they've been through might still be bothering them. They don't know how to take what else could there be? I said trauma, but maybe like accidents and stuff like that. They don't know how to take. They don't have. Some people, they don't have parents. Some people are on drugs. And so I just want people to be, aware of those things. If you know that mentally you're not there, it doesn't necessarily have to be you going to a facility. Okay, you don't have to go to a facility to get help. Okay, that's number one. If you notice that you're going through certain things where you get depressed and things like that, you don't care about anything, you're wanting to kill yourself, or you're having those thoughts that you're wanting to kill yourself, I strongly say that you go to someone. First step, go to someone, let them know how you're feeling. Someone who you can trust, someone who you can rely on with your feelings. I would definitely talk to that person first. Okay, now that should be therapeutic for you. That should help you. If you're talking to the right person, that should definitely help you. That person should never steer you wrong or anything like that, because you trust them. But if you don't have that one person, let's say that you don't have any family or anything like that, and it's just you and you're having those thoughts or whatever, my first thing would be to go to therapy. Okay? If that doesn't help, go to an inpatient therapy, which would be like a facility or something. You don't have to necessarily always be on meds. I personally don't feel like everybody needs to be on meds, but sometimes there are certain circumstances where you have to be, like on some type of meds to take the edge off for you to be normal. And when I mean normal, I don't mean that you're no different than anybody else, but sometimes your mind frame is very different from the next person. Like, everybody on this earth has different mind frames than the other. Nobody's the same. So your mind frame on how you act or whatever, it may be different than another person or whatever, but at the same time, you just have to make yourself be aware. Protect yourself first. That's what I say. Mental awareness, physical awareness, emotional awareness, all of that. Protect yourself first. If you notice things that are going on that are not healthy and all that other stuff, I would suggest that someone get help. That's what I think. So yeah. As far as working with people like that, my facility had kids, had teenagers, and it had adults. So with the kids, it was more like, I thought the kids were pretty dope, though. I like working with the kids the most because it's just like, it's just, to me, that, like, they're just kids. Like, they may act out more than, the kids who don't have mental health problems, but to me, they're just kids. I don't treat them any different than any other kid. It's like I'm a mom of the facility when I go in there. So it's just like, I'm aware of like what kids do, how they act, because I'm a mother myself. I have a son. So yeah, I love working with the kids. With the teenagers, they're more chill, things like that. They just like to talk out their feelings and stuff like that more than the little kids do. Little kids, they know bits and pieces. Like, they might have some traumatic experiences and things like that, but, they'll just act out. They'll plain act out. But it's so much easier to handle a little kid than to handle, someone who was like 100 and something pounds, or 300 and something pounds. Very easy. So the kids were easy to manage for me. And so we're the teenagers. We're easy to manage. And the most easiest would be the adults, because the adults, they're just like us. They just chill. They sit around, they play games, things like that. Certain things may be a trigger. And that's another thing, guys. Even if you don't have mental health issues, everybody has triggers. Okay? I want everybody to be aware of that. Everybody has triggers. I have triggers. Everybody has triggers. You have some things that will just completely set you off. Or it may not just completely set you off. It may just be that, when somebody does something or is talking about something or whatever the thing may be, when it comes up, like, it starts to get you mad. Instantly starts to get you mad. Or makes you feel a certain kind of way. It may give you anxiety or something or whatever. I don't know. But it may just it starts to heighten. It starts to get higher and higher and higher and higher. And then finally, when you're at the top, then you start to get set off. That's the thing about that. You guys have to realize your triggers. And another thing that it's also taught me working there is my coping skills on how to deal with certain things so that I don't get set off. Because for me, one thing that I cannot stand is a disrespectful child. Okay? Excuse my language, but you have kids calling you bitches, hoes, tramps, they may say something about your kids, anything. They may say something about your mom. They might say, oh my God, I wish your mom would die. I can't stand you, or whatever. But the thing about this, you guys have to look at it. For me, it wasn't just a job. For me, I looked into it as in every single day that I went into work, I wanted to change a life. If I could speak to someone a certain kind of way and they get endearing love, that means I changed their life in some sort of way. Because maybe at home you don't feel that. Maybe at home you don't get to talk to someone. Maybe at home you're getting ignored. Maybe at home you just, are alone. You know what I'm saying? And so the days that I go into work, I really try to pay attention to my kids and everything else and try to give them love, care, and affection in some sort of way, without having to necessarily touch them. As far as like, if they look at cameras and stuff and it looks kind of funny or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? I try to still show them some type of love, because a lot of times I feel like with those kids, that's what they even, especially the teenagers and the kids, but especially the teenagers, they grew up a lot of their life without love. They've been forgotten about. They've been pushed aside. Their feelings have been abandoned. That's what it is. And so, I just try to, show them love as much as I can. And to just be a listening ear, listen to them, give them feedback. It's sort of like I'm a counselor when I go there. Like everybody, they just open up to you and they just want to talk to you. And that's what they want to do every single day. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that you're not a therapist, but you could talk to them about life situations and stuff like that you've been through and things like that. So that's kind of what I do. Now the adults, like I said, they're more chill or whatever, but when you know that you have drug problems, or besides, that's mental health too, but besides you having like triggers and you go off and you're violent and things like that, besides all of that stuff, you could be at a facility for detoxing. If you know that you have a drug problem or alcohol problem or anything of that nature, I think that everybody should just automatically go get help when it comes to that. Because also you don't want things to get worse. You don't want your relationships to fade and mess up because of your habits. You don't want your relationship with your kids to mess up and fade because of your habits. You don't want your family relationships or your friendships to even fade and mess up because of the things that you do, or your life to fade and mess up because of the actions that you chose and the choices that you chose to make when you decided to pick up a drug or a bottle or anything like that. If you know that you have a problem, I definitely suggest that you go get help. And there's nothing wrong with you getting help at all. It's just to make sure that you have a stable life, a better life. And what I say is, I think that everybody should always want to better their life every single day. So when you wake up in the morning, you say, thank you, God, for waking me up. Thank you for everything that you have blessed me with. And today, my main thing is to thrive and be a better me. That's what I think that everybody should be able to do. Every single day, one of their missions is to thrive and be a better person. Just internally, And if you feel that you are a good person, you can always do better. You can always do something better about yourself. Like I used to say, I felt like, I was a good person, but I felt like sometimes I along the way of me having my son, I forgot about myself. Even when I was single and I didn't have my son, still, it just got it's slightly worse when I had my son, because I forgot about myself. I started I instilled a whole lot within my son, and my world surrounded my son, that I totally forgot about myself. And when I say that, I mean, I would buy things all the time for my son. I would go places all the time that always had to do with him. I would, eat everything that he wanted to eat. Anything. Everything just was evolving. Anything that my son wanted, anything my son needed, he got, which is nothing wrong with that. But I feel like, never forget about yourself. As far as shopping, going straight into the store, hey, what does he need? What does he want? Oh, let me go and run to the baby section real quick, so just in case they have a sale going on or whatever, and I see something, I'ma buy it. Not one time, guys, did I ever go into the store to try to shop for myself within the past 3 years. Not one time. Not one time did I ever go into a store just to try to shop for myself within the past 3 years. Never. Never. For my birthday for the past 3 years, I went into my closet and I've tried to piece certain things together that maybe I just didn't wear together to create a new outfit. Or if I was going somewhere special, I would do the same thing. I never went to the store to try to buy anything for myself, or even a pair of earrings, no lotion, no nothing. Not saying that I didn't buy anything for myself, ever, but I never went into the store with the intent, or the first thing comes to mind is hey, let me go look at him and see. Let me go look in his section and see what they got for him. That was always my first mind. But now I've learned to try to take care of myself a lot more. I used to get my hair and my nails done all the time. Never, without doing it, and now I'm starting to get back into that. As you guys can see, I've gotten my nails done. This is the S&S, guys, and I love it. As you can see, I done freaking chipped the thing already. But, and see, got my nails done. So, I'm working on it. You know, I work on new things. I mean, the first mine is still going into the store and getting stuff for my son. But I just make sure that every 3 weeks, I'm going to get my nails done at least. And my toes done at least. You know, I can do my own hair, which I've been doing. It looks raggedy now because it's been a few days, but I'm gonna take this out and create something new. So maybe I might film that for y'all. I don't know. I might film it. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that know what I've been up to and things like that. I don't want this to be a super long video, but I just wanted y'all to know what's been going on with me and what I've been dealing with and things like that. So I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.